Kindy Rockstars. Prepare for a treat, let's meet and greet some bands and singers that are super sweet, making music that's fun for boys and girls. Help them learn about this great big world. Fun for the family, yes it's true, your kids will love it and you will too. Clap and dance and sing aloud, become a part of the Kindy crowd. These songs will make you move your feet and give your ears a great big treat. So settle in, grab your guitars, and let's get to know our Kindy Rockstars. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kindy Rockstars. This is the show that gives you the stories behind the songs from some of the best bands and singers that are making fun, informative, educational, catchy, and occasionally silly songs for children and families. I'm your host, Patrick Adams, and each episode of Kindy Rockstars will feature an artist and a featured song. So let's get to this week's show. Joining me today is Dana Cohenauer. Welcome to the show, Dana.
Hey, Patrick, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having
You
me.
got it. So tell us about yourself and how you got into Kindy music.
Well, let's see. Well, my career started actually in New York City, where I was trying to be a Broadway actress and singer. And I did actually do a lot of Broadway musical theater for a while in the beginning of my career. And then I kind of veered into more of a piano bar singer and cabaret singer. And I started writing more and more songs all the time. And so as I was doing that, about 1994, way back when, my first nephew was born. And he was the first child in our immediate family to come along. And I was so excited. And I thought, well, maybe I'll write some lullabies for him as a special gift. And I went into the studio and recorded them just as a special, lasting sort of gift for him. And that sort of evolved into my first recording for children. And so I ended up doing 6 lullabies and 6 morning songs. And throughout the process of writing those songs, I realized, wow, it just was coming so easily. And I just had such a I don't know, just inspired by thinking of little small children and seeing the world through their eyes and how magnificent it was that I had this little person in my life now. And so anyway, I decided, well, what the heck? Now I have a whole album and it's actually a product. And I entered it in my first awards thing. It was the Napa Awards and it won the Gold Napa Award that year. And that was so amazing to me. And I was like, wow, maybe I can actually do this. So winning that award really kind of gave me the confidence to move forward in making music for children. And so now it's like 7 albums I have in the can now, all these years later. But really, as I started promoting that first album, which was called Gather Your Dreams at the time, now it's changed to Dana's Best Lullabies and Morning Songs. But I had to go out and start promoting it. So I started singing to children in the sunshine and instead of singing in the nightclubs at 2 in the morning in a smoky bar, I was suddenly singing to these smiling faces and they were responding and jumping right into the songs. And I just thought, wow, this is where it's at. And I just really never looked back and just started focusing on children's music completely. And took me about 25 years to actually sing another adult song out in public. But there's something about singing for children that is just so gratifying and it's just so joyful and seeing them respond and just knowing that you can educate them while entertaining them and just brings some happiness and some togetherness to families. Even if they're just sitting in the car, there's your music can actually bring a family together. So there's so many wonderful things about writing for kids that I've explored through the years, and I just love it.
Yeah, now the start. So your first album was in 1994. So talk about how you've evolved along with evolving technology. Because I know back in the 90s, it was all about CDs, and then at some
Whoa.
point it became all about streaming and so forth. So
Well, goodness, I hate to tell you this, but when I started, it was actually cassette tapes. It was really scary how old I am. But yeah, I had started just with cassette tapes, and then we ordered tons of those, and as all the other artists did, and we had those all distributed. And then guess what happened? The CDs happened, and so we had boxes of cassettes sitting in the garage, and now I still have boxes of CDs sitting in the garage. But yeah, I've seen a lot of changes over the years as far as how to get the music out there, and I must say that now it is actually a little bit easier to get your music distributed into the hands and into the ears of the little listeners, because we don't have to necessarily manufacture that product anymore, and we can save some money on that end of the manufacturing, and just cut out that middleman, if you will, of having to distribute and schlep around the stuff and mail it out. So it really is kind of a blessing to all of us who are on a smaller budget, being independent artists, which all children's artists are independent, really. So it's really helpful that our ability to reach out digitally has evolved the way it has. But gosh, it's been a long road from where I started to where we are now. And actually, I'm not all that adept at it. I'm just I go into the studio and let the engineers handle all the technical part. I just write the songs and sing them, and then jump around on the stage with the kids. So I get to do the fun part. And I have been having to learn a little bit of technical stuff, though, with my radio show, which I have now.
it's always a good skill set to have.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
So do your songs typically have like a theme, or are they more general?
Well, each one of my albums has been kind of a different theme. The first one, as I said, was lullabies and morning songs. And then the next one was traveling tunes, Dana's best traveling tunes. And it was all about, riding in the car, or just transportation sort of themed things. And then I did sing and play along tunes. And then the next one was Dana's best sing and swing along tunes, which was jazz for kids. And so I combined classic jazz standards and with a few of my own more smooth jazz type stylings with a couple of original songs. So that one was jazz. And then I did Dana's best rock and roll fairy tales, which was super fun. I took some of the old scary fairy tales and tried to soften them a bit and set them to rock and roll beats. And that one was super fun. And it was really received well. And I keep thinking I might do a rock and roll fairy tales too, because there's so many more stories out there to set to music. But I did those 5 recordings, and then I took a little break to be a mommy for a number of years. And so those are all a bit older in the can, but after I took about 8 years off to just be Jack's mom and do all the things that you can do as a mama, and be involved in his school and all. And then finally he got old enough to drive himself to school. So I literally jumped back in with my next recording back in 2016. And that was Dana's best jump and jam tunes. And so, of course, that was all about getting kids up and moving and away from their screens. That was the whole goal of that one, to get them off their computers or off their iPads and get moving and jumping and dancing. And now my latest recording is called A Place to Call Home. And that one is all about animals and their different habitats, the different places animals and humans live. And that one has been quite a bit different than my other recordings in it, that it reaches out to a broader age range, a little bit up to maybe about age 10, whereas most of my recordings are up to about age 7. So I really loved writing about all the different animals and learning about them as I was researching them. It was really astounding to me how much cool stuff there is to know about every single animal out there. So that one is primarily about different endangered species, which I wanted to highlight, and just try to instill a love for the planet and all the animals that live on it in the hearts of young children. And so, anyway, there's a lot of songs that when I think you're going to play a couple of them so I can explain what those are, all the songs are about. But anyway, most of my songs are from different genres. That's one thing I've always tried to do is introduce kids to every different genre of music. So say on A Place to Call Home, I have everything from rock and roll to bossa nova, country, bluegrass. I try to introduce them to all different styles. So with the exception of my jazz album, the Sing and Swing Along tunes and the rock and roll fairy tales, all the rest of them incorporate lots of different musical genres. And I try to always respect little ears and do the best quality that I can as far as recording goes. Use top-notch musicians and really make a quality audio listening experience for young children because they deserve it.
Yep. And what's great is that just about any genre of music you can produce kids songs with.
That's for sure. And, I think it's neat to introduce them to all of them so that they can kind of hear for themselves what they're drawn to and what they enjoy most. And most kids love jumping around to rock and roll. That one's for sure. But it's fun to see, with this last recording doing the bossa nova. I had never tried to write a bossa nova song. And the young kids who were singing on the album, I was like, well, which one is your favorite or wherever? And they all at once were like, Rainforest Symphony. They all loved that groove of the bossa nova, and that was really surprising to me, but really exciting too, that they really got into that different sounding groove that they hadn't necessarily heard before.
Now, you and I have something in common. We both have a radio show. So tell everybody out there about your radio show.
Well, my radio show, like yours, is on Jump 105.3 out of Pittsburgh and streaming, of course, worldwide. But my show is called Dana's Music Playground, and it's for the little kiddos. I have a tagline that's Little Kiddo Radio, and it airs and streams every weekday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, right at jump1035.com. And also the podcast is at my website at danasmusicplayground.com. But it's all about, it's got a special character named Jingle. Jingle is my magic music box, and Jingle plays the songs and helps give us little hints for what the theme of the day might be. So there's a different theme every show, and always something educational, anything from counting songs or the five senses or space or colors, all the different sort of themes that early childhood learning concepts would incorporate. So at any rate, Jingle gives us hints, and then the kids help me guess what the words of the day and the theme of the day. And so it's a very interactive show for the little ones. It's kind of like a Blues Clues sort of radio show for just the itty bitties. And I really love knowing that the kids out there are guessing and really interacting with Jingle and me. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have this new radio show. It kind of fell into my lap, and I didn't know that I could do a radio show. And then when I had the opportunity, I realized, gee whiz, it's a lot of work. And it takes a lot of time to create each episode. But I have loved interacting and getting acquainted with all my fellow children's artists. I've met so many people and gotten so much more acquainted with all the fantastic work that's being created out there all the time. So it's been really cool. So not only connecting with my little listeners, but also with my fellow children's artists. And so I hope everybody will give it a listen. Even if you don't have little kiddos, it's still some great stuff for any age to listen to, because we've got lots of cool songs in every episode.
Yep. To everybody out there, please be sure to check out Dana's show on Jump 105.3, along with a lot of other really fun shows that station's putting out.
Oh, yeah. It's really great to have that resource and that wonderful platform for people to hear children's music. It's really just a blessing that it's there, and we have to support it and do our best to get kids out there to listen.
Definitely. All right. Are you ready to get into a song?
Sure.
Our song today is called A Place to Call Home. So Dana, tell us about this song and what inspired it.
Well, A Place to Call Home is the title song from my album, A Place to Call Home. And the whole album really is about different animal habitats and acquainting children with the different places that animals live. And I wanted to instill in them a love for all creatures on the earth and let them remember that we're all sharing this precious planet together, and that every living being, from honeybees to humans, needs a safe place to call home and be with their family. And I was inspired to write the song and the whole album really in 2019, around the time of the horrible immigration crisis at the Mexican-US border. And I just was realizing that all of these folks coming across the border really just wanted a safe place to be, to have their home, to be safe and raise their families. So when I was thinking about humans needing that, I realized that animals need that too, and we need to protect this precious planet and the habitats where everybody lives, this one precious planet where we all live. So here's A Place to Call Home.
Very nice. All right. Well, let's play it. Here is A Place to Call Home by Dana from Dana's Music Playground.
Everybody needs that one place. Everybody needs a safe space. Everybody needs somewhere to be with their family. We all need a little nest, a cozy corner where we can rest. Every creature everywhere needs their own somewhere, a place to call home, home, a place to call home. To call home. We all need a way to stay warm, a shelter keeping us from the storm, a special spot we can stay to eat and play. We all need somewhere to belong, free to sing our own song. Every creature everywhere needs their own somewhere, a place to call home, home, a place to call home, home, a place to call home. When the clouds bring rain and ice and snow, or the winds outside begin to blow, it's so nice to know that till we see the rainbow, we've got our somewhere we can go, our place to call home, home, our place to call home, home, our place to call home. Everybody needs that one place. Everybody needs a safe space. Every creature everywhere needs their own somewhere, a place to call home.
All right. So Dana, tell everyone where they can stream and download that song and where they can find and connect with you on social media.
Well, everything about me is basically Dana's Music Playground. So you can find all of the stuff you ever wanted to know about my music or my radio show or my classes or my videos, all at danasmusicplayground.com. And on Facebook, you can find Dana's Music Playground. And if you look on Spotify, you might just search Dana's jump and jam tunes or Dana's best sing and swing along tunes, because I'm kind of hard to find with so many Danas out there. And for my artist name, I'm just Dana. But if you look for danasmusicplayground.com, you'll find links to everything.
Excellent. Well, Dana, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been an honor having you on.
Oh, it's been my total pleasure to be your guest. Thank you so much, Patrick. It's been really fun. I loved every second. Thank you
All
again.
right.